Good afternoon, everyone. This is Frank and Donna Farr again down in Katy, Texas. And we have some very, very special guests with us today. We're so excited. Uh, these people are brave beyond words, especially Luke. If you want to see a brave man, you're going to see one today. That's for sure. But first, let me say this: we don't claim to treat, cure, prevent any diseases or conditions. The stories we tell are simply what's happened to us, and your results may be totally different. But first of all, Miss Karen, would you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, my name is Karen, and I'm Luke's mother. And I'm just really thrilled to be here and happy to share, and love that Luke is willing to share his story.
Great. Luke, are you ready to talk to us now?
Yeah, I guess better than ever.
Okay. Uh, Luke, I know that how many years have you been patching now?
Um, I think I'm might have to call on a friend, mother. But think
Two and
I'm
a half,
about
2.5
yeah,
months.
it's about 2.5 months. It's about to say like 3 months getting
Okay.
up there.
Okay. All right. Uh, so I understand you're a wrestler. Is that right?
I was a wrestler for about 12 years. Yes,
Okay. And as a freshman in high school, you were on the team. Is that right?
that is correct.
Okay. And what did the coaches think of you as a freshman?
So as a freshman, I came into the season doubling my weight and gaining about a foot and a half in height. So wrestling became a new sport for me, even though I had done it for like 8 years prior to that. And so my coaches thought I was just a kind of a hot mess on the mat. Wasn't really good, but didn't know what to do with me at the time.
Okay. So did their attitude change towards you after you started patching, or
So after I started patching, which was near the end in senior year, um,
I think I'll rephrase the question just to jump in there.
okay,
Luke didn't patch in high school at all.
okay,
Um, Luke just he actually got a dad his sophomore year, and that's kind of what changed high school for him. So
okay, great.
we'll go that direction, Luke. In sophomore year, you got a
yep,
dad,
yep, yep, yep.
and how did that change your life?
So my mother raised me a single mother, so there wasn't a ton of structure because there's three crazy children running around and one of her. And then when we got into high school, it was me and my mom, and so it was a little. The structure was way better, and then I got a dad, which now it's 2-on-1. So it was way easier for them to keep me in line and help raise me to become a better person. So when sophomore year came around, I was getting a better structure, and I was able to learn how to just be a better man and be a better person, and it helped me improve with learning in school and being coachable as an athlete.
Excellent. And you're now in college. Is that correct?
That's correct, sophomore year.
That's fantastic. Now, during your journey, have you told other wrestlers, other athletes about the patches? Have you shared with them?
Yes, I have. I have a couple of wrestlers that reach out to me and a couple of track athletes that reach out to me. And some I just run with when I'm back in town.
Mhm.
And I talk to them about it. They're always like, "Hey, man, I know that you had a really good senior year in track and wrestling. Like, how can I get to your level?" And I'm like, "Well, do you want to be on my level or do you want to surpass me?" And most of them are like, "Yeah, how can I surpass you?" I'm like, "All right, so you gotta do what I did, and then if you patch, it'll just you'll just improve your strength overall. You won't be as sore. Your recovery will be way faster, and your strength I will most likely improve. For most people, I see it, especially when they're young.
Wow, wow, that's fantastic. Now, I assume that you was on maybe some medication before you started patching,
Yep.
or
So I was on medication for a majority of my life, and for a while we couldn't get the right dosage. So it's either I'm bouncing off the walls at 100 miles an hour, or I'm sitting in a chair and you just kind of forget I'm there.
wow.
So
We call that the zombie mode.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So I assume you'd rather wear a patch than you would take a pill. Is that right?
Oh yeah. A lot of people, even here, are like, "Man, something's changed." Even my coach, which I've only seen her twice already, and she went up to me. She's like, "So, how's classes going?" And I'm like, "Really good." I gave her a grade report for an athlete. We do that, and this year I had all A's on it, and she was like, "Yeah, I was really happy to see that," and she pinned it up on her board, and I'm like, "Holy cow, that happened!" But I was like, "Yeah, I stopped taking my medication. And I'm using these patches now, and they just help me become me instead of a forced different person in a way." And she's like, "Well, whatever it is, it's working."
That's
And
fantastic.
and can I just share that this is the first time we're hearing this, and Dad's over behind the computer crying as well.
Oh man,
That's
yeah.
sweet.
Amen. So, Luke, how did you feel before you started the patches?
Before patching, it was just like, I would just say it just kind of everything was boring, unorganized, and just kind of feeling like scatterbrain, kind of. If you understand where I'm coming from.
Yes, yes.
Um, and so it's like the day is just going by you, and you just have to like try to grab like the attention from whatever you want to like form your day and be like, yeah, this is how my day was.
Uh-huh.
But then when I started patching, it's like, okay, let me map out my day, and this is what my day is going to be instead of my day will make me this. So
Wow,
you create your day instead of the day creating you. It's
wow.
it's a weird analogy, but
No,
that's
it's
the way I
not.
think about it.
I think it's a perfect analogy. I mean,
Beautiful.
it's common sense, that just
Yeah.
plain, pure, and simple truth, you know, and that is fantastic. Uh, can you tell when maybe you're not patching? If you
Oh
forget to
yeah.
patch them,
Oh
what
yeah.
happens then?
So there was one a couple days ago last week. I forgot to patch because yeah, I'm a college student. I like to sleep in sometimes, and so I got up and I had to get to class, and so I forgot to put the patches on, and I did not get much done that day. And I was like, I was going to get this assignment done, this assignment done, this assignment done. I got maybe one assignment done. Not a
Wow,
very productive day.
wow. Okay. So, Mom, I think you got some slides that you might kind of share Luke's journey with us.
Sure. After that update, we don't get to see him these days, so getting that kind of an update was a little bit for a mama's heart, but I love it. I will share my screen here with some slides, and let's see. Can you see what I'm seeing? There we go. All
Yes.
right. So this is little Luke. This is 3 pound, 13 ounce Luke compared to the 180 pound muscle machine that you see before you, uh, talking just a few minutes ago. And this is him actually at 7 days old. And he was really, really tiny. And look, he was even patching back then. Did you see that?
Yes.
Those are just jaundice patches, but he loves his ice cream. Our world changed when he was under 2 years old, and everything was kind of wild. Like he's eating lunch in a laundry basket, and he's silly and wild and crazy. And we knew he was a little bit different, but we just rolled with it. Super sensory issues. You can see the wildness in his eyes. Lots of skin issues. Always a hot mess. It was just a wild ride. This is him going into kindergarten, and that's when we realized we had some major issues. Structured, organized school was not a happy place. This is one of my favorite awful pictures. This is right before I had to medicate him. Now here we have a medicated Luke on the fun bus, is what we called it. This is how big he was when he started wrestling.
Mm.
Wrestling was
Wow.
super wonderful for a sensory kid because he got all the squeezing. He was super ridiculously strong, but still just wild and didn't know how to manage things. Uh, so life was really tough. he was labeled at 5 years old with an auditory processing disorder, which didn't actually get him the IEP we needed. So we had to go back to get the ADHD diagnosis because that's what he needed to be able to be in school. This is what happens when he gets a hold of my phone. Just it's all the things. That's just what we call Luke. I know he's loving this. Super sweet, super kind, loving hearted kid. But just things didn't run smoothly for him. And this is his big brother. He just came back from boot camp. That was super awesome. And sensory kid, always in other people's space, all these kind of things. And somebody mentioned in the lives that he should have a shirt on. Do you know what it's like to get shirts, socks, sometimes even shorts on sensory kids? Like, it's just all over the place. So any of the parents, here's Dad. This is where Dad came into our world. Here is Luke running with his athletes. He is actually a runner. There he is wrestling. So the medication helped, but it was a Band-Aid. And oftentimes we found these pills all over in our house, sometimes in registers. They just simply did not want to take these pills. So when he started patching, and he actually was patching himself, I knew something was different. But this is actually where Luke broke the county record in hurdles. And there he is at his college, his freshman year. Really turned out. Go Bears. So, and he's in the top 5 for the men's 60-meter hurdles at his college as a freshman. So there's our little slideshow.
Okay.
All right. So
that's great.
A little bit about Luke. So for all those parents that are like, well, he's fine. He's not like my kid. We went through everything. We went through OT. We went through PT. We went through speech therapy. He didn't talk because he was a preemie, and he didn't talk till he was 2. And we'd graduate from programs, and then as soon as we graduate, he would tank again. And we did this yo-yo thing. And so, like, all the stress that the parents are going through, we've lived it. And there is hope. There's lots of options. There's lots of different things, but I just wish we would have had these patches when he was little. I can't even fathom the human that he would be if those neurons could have connected in his brain.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
But we're grateful for who he is today, and we're grateful that he loves patching, and we're grateful that he wants to share with other people.
Amen. So, Luke, when did you, maybe Mom, you can even answer, when did he decide that he needed to share this with other people?
That's actually a really cool story. I actually started patching myself because I'm 50 and I'm going through menopause. So, all the joys that comes with that. So that's why I found the patches, and that's why I started patching. Of course, I patched my husband because why not? He's not a fan. He is not a believer in all the woo-woo things. So he did it because I asked him to, and then afterwards, his testimony is awesome. He's like, I don't believe in all this stuff, but I keep patching because it works. And I'm like, okay, honey. Well, then we're always told, patch your pet the next day with what's left in the patch. And I was like, I don't have a pet. I'll just patch my kid. He has sore aches and pains. He has sore muscles. So we were just putting this used patch on him. What can it hurt? And we've talked to a number of doctors for a number of different things, and they're like, there's nothing medical here. The doctors say, if it works for you, it works, go for it. And about 3 weeks of just using these used patches, I noticed a major difference in him, and Dad noticed a major difference in him. And I said, Luke, are you feeling different? He said, yeah, Mom, I am. I'm like, what's going on? I don't know. I said, have you been taking your medicine? He said, no. And I said, honey, I don't think you've ever been this normal in your entire life. And he's like, well, why are you crying? And I'm like, cause you just are better. and then when he started using whole patches, a whole nother world. And Luke can take it from there.
Go ahead, Luke.
Yep. So, uh, as she said, went back to, hey, when she's like, have you been taking your medication? We're probably about like a month and a half into summer, and I had not even touched my pill case. And so when she's like, have you taken your medication? I went, no. You know the I've been caught look. But then she's like, it wasn't the I'm disappointed. Oh, it's the mildly like good. Oh. And so I was like, what happened? How did this happen? And then I'm like, holy cow, these patches are really doing this. Because I felt like I was on my medication, but without like being overwhelmed by it.
Mhm.
Because when I'm on the medication, you get forced into like you look at this and that's it, you zombie mode. But I was living life, I was having fun with friends, and then I was serious and I was getting work done. I was able to like make tons of plans with friends without having conflicts and remembering appointments,
Right.
not always forgetting them. Um, and it played a massive role in having a successful summer with friends and work and managing with lifting when I could.
Okay.
And at what point, Luke, did you decide that? So another thing that is unique about kids on the spectrum, kids with diagnoses, whatever those are, a lot of times they don't have empathy. And without that empathy piece, they really can't consider other people. And the big shift that we saw, that especially dad saw too, is he started having empathy for people. And Luke, do you know what I'm talking about when I say empathy?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so what did empathy look like for you? How did that come out and how did you share that?
Well, we have the one with my cousin. Yep. Uh, He he has kind of similar what I got, but instead of trying out with the medications to suppress it, he's on the diet, and he can basically eat like nothing. And me coming from a wrestler where I'm trying to shove as much food in my face as I can, someone not being able to eat food like that kind of just bugs me. And he was in, and I remember I was looking back and I was like, this kid's in high school and he looks like a twig. I'm like, this man needs to eat some pizza. We need to get him on this patch. And then I had some other friends, which they were a little bit of hooligans. And I was like, hey, what if we reached out and had been like, hey, what if you tried this patch? And then one of my friends did a ton of like motorsport stuff, and he destroyed a lot of his legs and ligaments. And I'm like, hey, what's the harm if this could help this? What's the harm? Let's give this a shot.
Right.
And yeah,
And the cool thing is just a week or two ago, the cousin that Luke helped get patched, I was asking him how he was feeling, and he said, I'm feeling really good. And I said, well, that's really nice. And he goes, I really think my little sister needs to be patched. And so I'm seeing the empathy come out of these kids that they didn't have empathy before. And that's just really beautiful to see because as a mom, once you get 20 years into it, you don't think there's a hope for change. Like it is what it is. And this, it was just completely unexpected. Again, I patched him to help his aches and pains and muscles and the tweaks that he did in wrestling and the knees from shooting and the ankles and the shin splints from track. Like he was aching and complaining a lot. And I was like, let's just help these muscles. I had no idea that the body's going to heal itself and the body chooses what it wants to heal. And for these type of kids, what I'm seeing, because we're patching a lot of these kind of kids, um, it, it helps their brain first. And I'm just so grateful.
Amen. Uh, well, Luke, I want to especially thank you. You are an absolutely brave young man. Like I told you before, you're a hero to me, for sure. And I know that the sky is the limit for you. You've just started to go up. And it's going to be amazing to watch you in the years to come. and I know you're destined for great things. Just keep up the good work, brother.
Thank you, thank you, thank you guys for having me.
Oh, it's an honor to us.
Absolutely.
An absolute honor. But just want to one other thing. If you're friends of Karen or Luke, and you want to know more about the patches, or maybe even purchase the patches, then you get back with Karen or Luke, and they can show you how to get the best price and how to get started with all that. But if you're friends with Don or I, contact us, and we'll do the same for you. But again, Karen, Luke, thank you, and God bless you for sharing your story, because this is going to touch so many people. Thank you. Bless you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.